My name is Montserrat Archila. I also go by Monse. I am the mission leader at Petaluma Valley Hospital, Healdsburg Hospital, and Physician Med Group in Sonoma County. I am really excited because I get to have a conversation with my friend Tiffany.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Walker. I'm the Information and Assistance Program Manager with Calabria Care, and I'm also the co-chair of our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, and I'm located here in Napa, California.
Tiffany and I have the pleasure of both sitting on the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Regional Council for Northern California. And in fact, that's where we met not that long ago. I feel like we've known each other much longer than we have.
It definitely does.
We as a council, one, just continue to build awareness and create connections across our communities. How is the world treating you? And how are you treating the world?
I think I am treating the world very good. I really do try to put out positivity. I always try to make sure that whoever I encounter experiences my positivity, but also I leave them feeling hopeful and I leave them feeling like they've encountered a friend. Sometimes I'm afraid and not sure how people will handle me, so I do feel like I overcompensate sometimes with trying to be friendly to everyone that I meet, but also just because the world right now, we're all going through so much and it's so much negativity. It's easy to be mean. So I really do try to be nice. And it's just in my heart to kind of give that kindness out. My background is social work. So I'm a medical social worker. So I don't know if that's a part of it, that I just love to help people and want to be kind and want to do what's right and make sure that things are equitable, fair. It's such a joy to be a part of Providence and meeting people like you who make me feel loved, and what I'm putting back out, I get. And I know that it's genuine. Being able to be a part of our Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Council and our committees that we have. I'm an African American woman, so I can only speak to that. But what I see done to African Americans, and you're just always constantly reminded that you're never going to be seen as equal.
As we think about Juneteenth, what has your experience been? So, and then how does then that translate to Juneteenth when it's now a federal holiday?
My grandmother's actually from Louisiana, and I learned about Juneteenth when I was younger. And I'm talking about grade school, elementary. But it wasn't celebrated. It was not taught to me in American history. However, in our history books, we talk about Abraham Lincoln and the emancipation of the
Right.
slaves. And I actually ended up going to an all black school, Hampton University in Virginia, and there's an emancipation oak tree on the campus.
Wow.
So I knew, and it was ingrained in me, that okay, he did do this Emancipation Proclamation and freed the slaves, but that was in 1863. So why is my grandma teaching me June 19th, 1865? That's like 2 years later. And I didn't have the wherewithal or even the ability to question my teacher, like, hey, I have family that were in Texas. Like, technically, they weren't free. Like, they didn't even know. So we don't celebrate until everybody, we recognize everyone was free. And so we've always celebrated Juneteenth. Most of America, and even unfortunately some African Americans, did not know what Juneteenth was. And maybe just being here also, in California, again, another little really interesting bubble, majority minority state. So everyone comes from everywhere. And, we kind of just a huge melting pot. Everybody kind of gets along for the most part. But, we have our differences. So Juneteenth has always meant something to me and my family. We've always celebrated it. I mean, we did barbecues. We love to go to the parades. We listen to a lot of poetry, dancing, music. There's just tons for the community. Once it became like a national holiday, it became like a big deal because it kind of forces everyone learn about our history. Like, we are all a part of this, and it's so important to know that even though it's not the best part of our history, it's a time that we actually made something right.
My heart is so full of love, Tiffany. And I was saying this earlier. I feel like my heart is big, and then I have these conversations, and it just grows that much bigger. Thank you so much for doing this with me, walking this path with you. I just all the love, Tiffany. All the
Yes,
love.
it's a journey. It's not a sprint. So we're on it together. And I'm so open and get in touch with your local DEI committees and ask them questions. But the people that this is a hard conversation or you're asking yourself, why do I have to tune in? You should kind of check yourself, but also be willing to have that difficult conversation with others because it's so important.
Important and worth it. Thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thank you.